Did you know that one of the greatest magicians of all time led a secret life as a spy? And no, this is not some fictional Hollywood plot. It's a true story, and you're not going to believe the details of it. This is the story of Harry Houdini, and it's way more fascinating than just escaping from straitjackets or handcuffs. It involves danger, espionage, and, of course, magic. Born Eric Weiss in Budapest in 1874, Houdini's family emigrated to the United States when he was just a boy. From humble beginnings, he eventually rose to fame as a master illusionist and escape artist, capturing global attention in the early 20th century. But his legendary stunts weren't the only thing that made him remarkable. There was an entire side of his life shrouded in secrecy. So why would a magician double as a spy? Well, imagine yourself in Houdini's shoes back in the early 1900s. He was traveling extensively across Europe, performing for royalty, government officials, and the wealthy elite. He had a passport that could grant him access to almost any country, and a charm that allowed him to mingle with a multitude of influential people. What better cover could the life of a magician provide than to act as a spy? It's sheer genius. Houdini's connections to espionage are believed to have begun with Scotland Yard in London. Back then, the British government had burgeoning concerns about growing tensions across Europe, particularly with Germany. Secret services and intelligence networks were not as sophisticated as they are now, so they relied on unconventional sources. Enter Harry Houdini. Publicly, Houdini dazzled audiences with his outrageous stunts, leaping off bridges chained in manacles or escaping from locked milk cans submerged in water. Secretly, he used these performances and public engagements as opportunities to gather information. In some accounts, Houdini allegedly gathered intelligence on German fortifications and naval strength during his travels in the years leading up to World War I. One fascinating story involves Houdini performing before Kaiser Wilhelm II, the very leader of Germany himself. While everyone in the room was captivated by the magician's theatrics, Houdini was allegedly analyzing the political undertones and details of his surroundings. Some say key information he gleaned during such performances reached Allied intelligence. What an act of daring! But Houdini's involvement in espionage didn't stop on foreign soil. Rumors persist that he worked for the American government as well. During the early years of the FBI, then known as the Bureau of Investigation, Houdini is said to have provided tips on anarchist threats and individuals deemed to be enemies of the state. His access to unique pockets of society allowed him to overhear vital conversations and connect dots in ways most people couldn't. Now, you might be wondering, is there concrete evidence of his role as a spy? That's where things become murkier. The very nature of espionage means that operations are often cloaked in secrecy, with little paper trail to follow. But hints and anecdotes suggest Houdini himself was well aware of his actions having dual purposes. For example, in his papers and letters, the few that remain, it becomes evident that Houdini had relationships with known intelligence agents and agencies on both sides of the Atlantic. Perhaps the best evidence that Houdini understood the value of subterfuge lies in his deep dive into debunking spiritualists and so-called mediums. In the 1920s, he dedicated a significant portion of his time to revealing fraudulent psychics and spiritualists. Behind this public crusade, some historians speculate there might have been ulterior motives as well. By infiltrating the world of spiritualists, many of whom claimed connections to higher power or nobility, Houdini could have picked up on other secrets or vulnerabilities. It's another layer of intrigue in an already mystifying life. So, let's paint this picture. Houdini wasn't merely an escape artist. He was a master of disguise. He could blend in at royal courts, mingle with commoners, or pose as someone entirely different. His relentless traveling made him the perfect nomad, and his larger-than-life persona deflected suspicion from his clandestine activities. Anywhere he went, people wouldn't think spy. They'd think brilliant performer. Yet beneath that public face, it seems Harry Houdini may have been pulling off his most dangerous trick of all, serving as an intelligence agent. And the stakes were real. Spying in the early 20th century wasn't without risk. If he had been caught gathering intelligence, Houdini would have faced dire consequences, including imprisonment or even execution, depending on the country. He was playing a high-stakes game, and his unparalleled ability to think quickly and manipulate situations might have been what saved him, time and again. Though Houdini's life tragically ended in 1926, after complications from a ruptured appendix, his legacy lives on. He is remembered worldwide as the magician who pushed the limits of the possible. But for those of us who love history's shrouded secrets, he's also a reminder that the best cover stories aren't always fiction, but sometimes the bravado of a real-life illusionist hiding in plain sight. There you have it. A legendary entertainer whose audience wasn't just limited to packed theaters, but extended to intelligence agencies, foreign leaders, and the movers and shakers of the world. The next time you hear the name Harry Houdini, think of the man behind the curtain, the magician who just might have been history's most enigmatic spy. So, did this story blow your mind? Who do you think was Houdini's most famous audience member during his spy days? Leave your thoughts in the comments and hit that subscribe button for more historical hidden gems. We're uncovering the world's most fascinating, rarely told stories, one episode at a time.